Today, I have my 2018 MacBook Pro. Yes, she's old, but she gets the job done. So, what we're going to do today is change her battery. I've changed this battery more than I care to admit. But, since I didn't record the other times, I'm going to show you how to do it today. So first, we're going to need is a battery. From Amazon. Yep, battery you can get from Amazon will work just fine. I'll leave the link to this battery down below if you need to buy one for yourself or for a different kind of MacBook. All right, here we go. The SNCC battery for MacBook. All right, let's see if this bad boy is in here. Make sure. Ooh, look, we got some toys, some tools. I'm so kind.
Yes, Queen.
Got some extra adhesive. Looks like so. This is actually some good stuff they actually included in here. Some stuff to help get the battery out safely. Got some gloves and stuff. So for this video, I will be using these tools just for you. We got some instructions. Don't need those. Last but not least, the glorious battery. But as you can see, it includes the other tools you need. So you got some screwdrivers, a nice little spooger tool, and a suction cup, which has no purpose here today. None. So let's go ahead and get the MacBook open, put this to the side, and like I said, we'll use these tools here in order to accomplish today's task, just so that way I can show you that you can use them, get this kit yourself, and do it at home. Okay, so like I said, it comes with these tools here, the spudger, and then our other tools here, which, if opened gently and correctly, you've got a little spatula. It's like a putty knife. Yes, putty knife. Anyways, this will be really useful in trying to get the battery out. Nice little cloth in case you spill, not battery acid, but shed some tears.
Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Some gloves, which we will definitely put on and use. Extra plastic card holders. These come in for great repairs and other projects as well, so definitely hang on to these. So here's your MacBook Pro. We're going to flip her on her booty side here, just like so. If you're using the same kit, you're going to want the one with the blue handle. The one with the blue handle is what you're going to need in order to take care of all these screws right here. If you're using a different kit, well, they're all this similar size. They just, same pattern, just different sizes. So make sure you guess and guess correctly. Okay, there's that. We can use a nice little spooger here to try and get inside her right here. And she just pops up here on the sides. Just gotta make sure she comes off here. Ooh, there she goes. Now be gentle here because you can actually needs to pull down. Oh my gosh, maybe. There we go. You gotta pull down from up here because it slides off, as you can see here. Got these little prongies here that actually hold it in, and the prongs down here that hold it in there. So make sure you're gentle, but make sure you slide down in order to get it off. All right, now that we're in here, so here's our battery that we're going to be replacing. Now, what you need next is we need to unplug and discharge the battery. Now, this battery, like I said, is old. In fact, this one's starting to pillow a little bit. It's a little goofy, squishy. So there's this nice little cover here that comes right off that exposes the battery.
He's exposing himself.
So what we want to do here is right here, we want to make sure we undo this flex cable here. Come on out. Come on out, you bugger. There we go. And then here you want to get the smaller of your little Torx screws. So for this one, it is the green handled one. To get this bigger screw out, put that off to the side. And what we want to do is that this is actually what makes the connection to your battery. So it's a little flap. We want to don't move it too much. We want to bend it up just slightly like that. So now it has no charge. For the smallest one, this purple guy, the smallest one, we're going to do these 2 screws here. Get rid of the trackpad flex cable. So that way it is out of the way here. Okay, and this little flex plate comes off here. This is very hard with gloves, by the way. I'm not used to doing this with gloves. Use your little spudger, pop up that bad boy. Now it is adhesed right here, so use your spudger here, kind of gently caress it up. There we go. So now what we need to do is also remove these 2 screws, holding down part of the battery plate component here. We want to use that green handled one for these. But what I usually recommend is if you've got rubbing alcohol, you can kind of pour into the crevices here in like a little syringe. That is what I would do. That would help so much because it loosens the adhesive and whatnot. But like I said, we're going to use the tools that the Amazon god Jeff Bezos has given us. As you can see, this is very, very cheap. It's not doing nothing. If you are using this kit and this ends up like this, do not, absolutely do not use any metal tools.
Don't do it!
That is how you can puncture the battery, get acid everywhere, make it go boom and fire and flames, and trust me, been there and done that one too many times. So what I'm going to try and do is, got some of my little pump alcohol here. We'll see about putting some in the thing here and then just going as I just spill it all over the speaker. Good thing it's rubbing alcohol. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, first section complete. I just destroyed these pads for this speaker, but that's fine. All right, first one's good. Use the plastic card as kind of a divider so that way it does not read here back down. Now moving on to this side. Since this side is pillowed, we have got to be extra careful because it's pillowed. It does make it a little easier, but makes it more fragile. We're ditching this guy. And we'll try the spudger here. See if we can't get in there. The spudger and the other plastic card here. There we go. Ooh. Okay. So now we just have the main section of the battery left. So I'm actually going to try and come in from down here because all of this is one piece. And not like the one piece from the anime, though I wish. That'd be so great. Woo! Okay, there's one cell. And this is why I told you to be careful when doing this, because right in here is some exposed components to your trackpad. So we gotta be very careful not to dig into that. Oh, and we're free. Alrighty, so now we can take this nonsense out and make sure you guys dispose of this carefully and responsibly, aka not in your trash can for your dog to bite or your kid to think it's some sort of chew toy and, you know, Laffy Taffy or something. But take it to your, you know, local Home Depot, local, any kind of store that disposes of batteries, you know, the dump. Normally I like cleaning all of this up because that way it makes everything look nice and adhere, in my opinion, a little better. But in this case, right, we're trying to use what we got. And this little bad boy and alcohol, where it's going to take 3 gazillion years to scrape out. So we're just not going to do that. So to see all of the adhesive, new adhesive is here on the back. We are going to use our lovely spudger that we have absolutely mangled. Very gently try and peel at the backing here. I am going to take all these off right now, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to try and get them off a little later. Okay. Now we just kind of do one of these things, line this up first, which is why I want to do this middle section first. Make sure all those line up as supposed to, like they're supposed to. Then we can kind of move on to these other sections here. Let's take off this lovely plastic here. And everything else should just kind of fall into place. Should be the key word. There we go, nice and snug. Gentle, because you don't want to strain the batteries or anything. Give it a nice little firm push. Make sure everything is sealed in there. All nice and where it belongs. And let's go ahead and get these two screws up here done. In order to put these screws back, remember it's the green handled screwdriver that comes with the kit. Do it nice and snug. You don't need anything over torqued or anything like that. This isn't your car. This isn't, you know, a safe. This is just to get snug to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Nice and snug like that. Now, before I go ahead and plug it back into power and put that screw in and that flex in, I'm actually going to put the trackpad cable back in. We'll just kind of smoosh that on the top, plug it in just like a little Lego. Grab our plate here, put that on there. Grab our purple handled screwdriver for those teeny tiny little screws. So now that that's all nice and in its place, we'll go ahead and put down the big screw here that goes right about here. Right there. So we want to gently push this down. So it sits like that. You want to grab your purple guy here and snugly screw that in. So like I said, nice and snug, nothing crazy, so you don't want to strip it. And then usually I like to use a slightly bigger one, like this green one, just to make sure it's snug. And then we'll go ahead and use the help of our friendly neighborhood spudger that's wrapped in all this plastic. Okay, to slide this flex cable back in here, maybe, kind of, get it there. There we go, flip down that little switch, and that is all there. Do you guys remember this piece? The one that goes right here? Yeah, I was dumb and didn't put it back on and realized that that's what this new piece is for. So we can toss this old garbage and put this on here over it, because that helps it not make contact with anything else and keeps everything nice and non-conductive. Okay. Now we will re-slide her in as God intended. Like that. Like that. And just like that, we have her in. Now, if you don't remember which screws went where, there's two long screws like this. They go in the, if you're looking at the hinge like this, they go in the top right and left corners. And then these bottom ones don't really have a particular order. They're all the same size screw. So as long as you have all four of them, you are golden. But we'll go ahead and open her up, see if she turns on. Now the battery may be dead, so don't freak out if it doesn't turn on right away.
Nope.
I'll be right back. I want to grab its cable real quick. Don't judge me for it being a Walmart cable either. It works. That's all that matters. Ah, true Apple fashion. Make you clench your butthole. One repair at a time. Now we'll go into here and go into your system settings. Go to, actually we're just gonna search it. We're not even gonna try this. Battery health. Battery condition normal. And there you go. That is how you replace a MacBook battery. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the new theme of this YouTube channel. So it'll all be repair videos just like this moving forward. If you guys like the gaming content, I still will post them on TikTok as well as on Twitch. So Twitch is where I'm going to be streaming all the video game content, and then clips and stuff like that will be on TikTok along with clips for these still. So make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you like it. Let me know down in the comments below what other things you'd like to see repaired, any other questions or other things you are wanting to fix yourself but don't know how, and we can see if we can do it. So peace, love, and happiness to your life and all of your lives, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.